Our journey continues with the jungle story, part of the Masai Mara series. In this episode, we will see all the big 5 animals found in Kenya. First, we have the lion, the king of the jungle, followed by the leopard, perched on a tree with its prey. Then comes the African elephant, the Cape buffalo, and finally the African black rhino with its distinctive 2 horns. All these majestic creatures will be featured in detail in this episode. In the previous episode, we explored the story of lions, followed by leopards, cheetahs, and the Great African Migration. Now, as we begin today's safari, the lion takes the spotlight. This lion holds great importance among the big 5 animals. There are 2 types of lions in the world, the African lion and the Indian lion. As their names suggest, the African lions are found in Africa, while the Indian lions, also known as the Asiatic lions, are native to India. Besides these 2 main species, there are also several subspecies found in different countries. Due to their fierce appearance and majestic lifestyle, lions are known as the king of the jungle. While the tiger is actually the strongest and largest animal in the cat family, the title of the king is given to the lion. Unlike tigers, which prefer a solitary life, lions live in prides, where the lion has a queen and soldiers to support him. The lion in question belongs to the Rongai pride, known as the Oloshipa. The lion moved close to our safari vehicle. Look at that young male lion, not yet fully matured, eating a small zebra. Lions typically hunt at night or early in the morning, while during the day they spend most of their time resting and sleeping. In addition to the African lion, the second species is known as the Asiatic lion or the Indian lion. Although commonly referred to as the Indian lion, they are only found in the Gir forest in Gujarat. Since they inhabit just one region, their population is carefully monitored, with over 500 individuals counted in recent census. In terms of size, the African lion is larger and has a thicker mane, while the Indian lion's mane is not as dense. The female lion is resting a little off to the side, and she is not alone. There are 3 small cubs with her. Though the tall grass makes it difficult to see them clearly, it's still a wonderful sight. There's something special about seeing cubs. Not just lion cubs, but the young of any animal. They're always a delight to watch. Do not think that life in the wild is without danger for these lion cubs. Animals like baboons, for instance, can pose a threat by stealing lion cubs if given a chance. Hyenas also come in groups and can kill the cubs. And even male lions from other pride will kill the cubs that aren't their own. It's a tough challenge for these cubs to survive and grow up in the jungle. It's wonderful to watch the cubs playing together. There are 3 in total, but we can only see 2 of them outside. The 3rd cub might be drinking milk or taking a nap. Look at one of them playfully biting the other's ears. Such a playful moment, isn't it? One vehicle is waiting patiently, camera ready for the cubs to come out. Meanwhile, another lion and 2 cubs are approaching from the other side. These new cubs appear to be a bit larger than the ones we were watching earlier. There are 3 females present to take care of these 2 cubs, which are likely around 3 months old. The primary difference between African and Asiatic lions lies in the size of their prides. Asiatic lion prides typically consist of only 3 to 4 females and their cubs, whereas African prides can have around 10 or more members. This difference is largely due to the food availability. In a pride, there needs to be enough food to sustain all members. A larger pride finds it challenging to hunt successfully. Open grasslands are ideal for hunting as they allow lions to work together to take down their prey like deer, while forested areas with trees are less conducive to group hunting. At first, I thought they were coming to hunt, but they just came and sat down, likely to bask in the light. The cubs followed along with them. When a pride has cubs, they don't go hunting together. Typically, 1 or 2 members stay behind to protect the cubs, while the others go off to hunt. This ensures the cubs are safe while the pride secures food. Since the lions were all in resting mode, we decided to move on to the next spot. Along the way, we spotted a secretary bird walking through the grassland. This bird is well known here as a snake catcher, as it walks through the grass. It searches for snakes, and when it finds one, it stomps on it with its powerful legs, just like this. The secretary bird gets its name from its black and white plumage, which resembles a formal attire of an office secretary, and its upright, almost strutting walk. Though it can fly, it prefers to walk most of the time. While we couldn't tell exactly what kind of prey it found, it definitely caught something to satisfy its hunger. The secretary bird is most solitary and is found only in Africa. It is currently listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Orange List, meaning it faces the risk of elimination if conservation efforts aren't effective. With long legs, a beak, and a body shape resembling both eagles and vultures, it is a unique bird of prey. Secretary birds typically build their nests high up in the trees or on top of mountains for safety and a wide view of their surroundings. We couldn't tell whether the secretary bird was male or female, so we assumed it was female and moved on. Our main focus now is on the isolated trees, as this episode is about Kenya's big 5 animals. With the lion already covered, next is the leopard, which is often spotted in trees. And here it is, a leopard resting in a tree with a prey nearby, which it killed yesterday and stashed in the branches. Judging by its heavy breathing, the leopard seems to have just returned after a long walk and climbed the tree. It's a female leopard named Bella too. Bella too is about 8 years old and lives a solitary life without cubs. In the wild, leopard cubs leave their mothers once they reach maturity. Among Kenya's big 5 animals, after the lion, the leopard is the most important and highly regarded. In regions where tigers and leopards coexist, tiger sightings are usually more significant. However, in Kenya, leopard sightings are rare, and when one is spotted, it's such a special event that all the nearby safari vehicles rush to the location to catch a glimpse. Spotting lions isn't usually very difficult, but seeing a rhino or leopard is quite challenging, making them the toughest to find among the big 5. We have been lucky with the leopard today. Leopards are characterized by the distinctive yellow coats with black spots known as the rosettes. These rosettes are unique to each leopard, much like fingerprints in humans. When the spots are fully spread across their bodies, they are referred to as black panthers. But they are not different species, rather they are leopards with melanistic coloration. The leopard we observed is in a resting position. Since the leopard isn't hungry, we decided to move on. However, we are feeling hungry, so we stopped for breakfast. Today's menu includes sandwiches, boiled eggs and fruits. Our safari started at 6 a.m. and by 9 a.m. we are ready to eat. The food was packed according to our request from yesterday. They offer a wide variety of options including vegetarian, non-vegetarian, chicken and beef dishes. Next on our list of the big five is the African elephant. Unlike some other species, the African elephants, both males and females have tusks. The one we're looking at is a male. His posture and movement are very impressive, but males are generally more aggressive than the females. His tusks are a bit smaller. As elephants age, their tusks continue to grow, eventually reaching the ground. The long, iconic tusks of African elephants are world-renowned, which sadly led to extensive hunting in the past. Asian elephants are generally smaller than the African elephants, but in Karnataka's Nagarhole forest, some elephants have tusks that reach the ground, much like the African ones. However, African elephants are not only larger in size, but their ears and tusks are also nearly double the size of their Asian counterparts. We decided to move on and soon reached the edge of a river. Crossing this river might be a bit of a challenge. The bird we are seeing has an interesting name. It's the red-necked francolin, which sounds a bit like pikolin, a fun comparison. It's a common bird in Africa, and there's another similar species called the grey-breasted francolin. Both birds look quite alike, but they can be distinguished by their subtle differences in coloring. Let's talk about the cost of a safari. Watching safaris on Discovery or National Geographic, it might seem like an experience that would cost around 4 to 5 lakhs to do in real life. However, you can actually experience it for around 1.5 lakhs. This typically includes a 3-day full safari and accommodation with a dedicated vehicle for the entire trip. Considering the unforgettable experience and close encounters with wildlife, the cost feels quite reasonable. In Masai Mara, you can typically spot animals within just 2 days, whereas in India, it might take around 10 days for a similar wildlife sighting. If you're a wildlife enthusiast, visiting Masai Mara at least once in a lifetime. If you prefer going on your own, you can directly contact the company to Awesome Masai for the arrangements. Next up is the lilac-breasted roller bird, Kenya's national bird, recognized by its stunning lilac coloration on the chest. It resembles the Indian roller in appearance. Worldwide, there are several species of roller birds, each with their own beautiful plumage. This animal belongs to the warthog family. They're usually very skittish and will run away at the slightest sign of danger. However, if they feel threatened, they will attack, and their sharp tusks can be extremely dangerous. Even cheetahs avoid attacking warthogs because of the potential harm from their tusks. For their young, though the tusks are actually just hair at this stage. Next we have the serval cat, resting under a shelter of grass. It has a coat pattern similar to a leopard's, but its body shape resembles that of a domestic cat. Though it's not a part of the big five, it belongs to the broader cat family. Servals hunt smaller prey like wildcats, feeding on creatures such as small lizards, birds and rodents. Servals, like leopards, not only have distinctive markings and names, but they also maintain their own territories. In fact, territorial behavior is something they share with other big cats. For more details on this behavior, you can refer to the detailed explanation from the leopard episode. As the serval wandered off, likely due to our vehicle or in search of food, we moved on to our next sighting, the majestic ostrich, the largest bird on earth. Ostriches are rarely found in areas with dense trees. They prefer to stay in open grasslands. The main reason for this is the threat of predators like leopards that hide in forests. In the open grassland, ostriches can rely on their incredible speed to outrun predators and escape danger quickly. The fourth member of the Big Five is the Cape buffalo. This animal is known for its aggression and ability to attack fiercely when threatened. The males have impressive curved horns, while the females resemble more of a typical buffalo in appearance. The secretary bird has built its nest at the very top of the tree, possibly sitting on it after laying eggs. They often construct their nests in high places like this for safety and a clear view of their surroundings. On the last day of our safari, we searched for the double-horned rhino. In India, we saw the single-horned rhino in Kaziranga, but in Africa, we're looking for the double-horned variety. We spotted some elephants nearby, as rhinos are typically found in areas with water and grass. In Masai Mara, although the landscape is mostly open grassland, locating a rhino can be challenging, especially since they often stay near forested areas. The elephant on the left is a female with tusks, not a male. Just look at the size of her ears. They are large to help her escape the African heat by catching the wind as she shakes them. You might think of Africa as being extremely hot, but in Kenya it's not as sweltering as in our regions. During the summer, temperatures typically range from 25 to 28 degrees Celsius, making it quite comfortable while traveling in a vehicle. As the sun sets and the rain clouds gather, a beautiful rainbow appears in the sky. It's a small but striking rainbow, creating a stunning backdrop against the clouds. In front of this colorful scene, a group of elephants is walking gracefully, adding to the magic of the moment. As the elephants departed, today's safari came to a close. But we set off again for another adventure. Our first stop was at Lion Pride, where we spotted hyenas lurking behind the lions along with the wild beasts in the background. This is also the Rongai Pride we saw earlier, including those adorable cubs. One of the main challenges of visiting Masai Mara in September is the dry landscape. The lions and the grass often blend in due to their similar colors. In areas with water, you can find a lush green color, but when we came in March, we can capture stunning photos against that vibrant backdrop. The best season to visit is from August to October, but for photography, it's ideal to come right after the rain. Besides wild beasts, we can see a variety of other animals every day. One of the female lions has a radio collar. We asked a guide about it, and he explained that these collars are equipped with sensors to help researchers learn about the lifestyle and behavior of certain animals. The hyenas also have similar collars. Organizations often come to study these animals and gather valuable data for conservation efforts. Hyenas are always ready to attack other animals, but they aren't attacking the jackal nearby. Perhaps there's an understanding between them, since both are known for scavenging and stealing food. Hyenas have a reputation for being quite cruel, reflecting on their hunting tactics from the first day. One of the lion cubs is playfully carrying a wild beast's head, while another cub tugs at its tail. They're just above a year old and clearly enjoying their playful antics. If a hunt occurs, vultures will be quick to take advantage of the leftovers. The white-backed vulture commonly seen in Africa is often the first to arrive at a carcass. They wait for any remains to be left behind, feasting on whatever is available and leaving behind only the bones. Today, it appears nothing was hunted, as indicated by the skeleton we see. Typically, lions eat first, followed by hyenas and jackals, with vultures getting whatever is left. While white-backed vultures are considered endangered, we can still see them throughout the African forests. The 4 episodes of our Masai Mara journey took place over 6 days. During this time, we had many encounters, including multiple sightings of rare leopard, but unfortunately, we didn't spot a rhino. Leaving Kenya without seeing a rhino didn't seem right, so we headed to Nairobi National Park, where there's a 90% chance of spotting one. African rhinos differ from the single-horned rhinos in Assam in terms of their skin and facial features. The single-horned rhino in India are smaller, while African rhinos are more robust and may attack safari vehicles if they feel threatened. There are 4 types of rhinos, mainly the single-horned and double-horned varieties. In India, we have the single-horned rhinos. In Africa, we find both the white and black rhinos, which have 2 horns. Although they are named differently, their colors are quite similar. The key difference is that white rhinos have wide, square lips, while black rhinos have more pointed, elongated lips. Having seen all the 5 big animals in Kenya, we felt truly happy. Our visit to Nairobi National Park wasn't planned. It was more of a spontaneous decision. Here, we didn't get to see much besides the rhinos, but being so close to the town means we had the chance to capture some buildings in our photos. We came primarily to see the rhinos, but we also encountered some interesting sights along the way. For instance, we spotted a crocodile lounging, its mouth wide open, revealing all its teeth, in one of the many small ponds scattered throughout the area. Additionally, we saw a small crocodile emerging from a pond, alongside a marabou stork, a bird commonly found in Africa. At first glance, I thought the stork might be a threat to the crocodile, but it seemed completely unfazed. It's a common habit for crocodiles to bask with their mouths open during the noon heat. In Nairobi National Park, besides rhinos, you can expect to see giraffes, lions, and numerous ostriches. We also spotted a Nile monitor lizard, although they are quite rare. The park covers an area of 110 square kilometers, which is relatively small for a safari experience. Here we also saw hartebeests similar to the topis. From this vantage point, we can see crocodiles, giraffes, and deer. As we wrap up our Masai Mara series, I hope you enjoyed this final episode featuring the big 5 animals in Kenya. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I look forward to sharing more wild travel stories with you guys. Goodbye for now.